What is up, and welcome to another Let's Play series. This is the start of Banjo-Tooie. So if you guys have watched my Banjo-Kazooie series, you guys will know that we started that episode 1, and because this is the sequel, we're starting episode 1 of this. So this takes place exactly 2 years after the ending of the first game, which you guys can see right there. 2 years have passed since the witch was defeated by Banjo-Kazooie. We can see there's the mad scientist from the first episode, from the first game, I should say. We're gonna let this play out just so you guys can get a glimpse of what's going on here. So, as you guys can see, our heroes are at Banjo's house playing a little poker game. But what's going on over at Spiral Mountain 2 years later? For 2 years, the mad scientist named, well, I never really understood how to actually say his name, but he's been trying to move that rock that has sealed Gruntilda for the past 2 years. Hasn't been able to do it. And we can see that drill machine is shaking the whole land. We can see that these two are Flaberdilla and Mingella. They are Gruntilda's sisters. They're her two witchy sisters. We can see back at the house the rumbling has stopped, and these two decide, these three decide to go take a look outside. But Kazooie, being a former hero, decides she's too afraid to go out at night, but Mumbo decides she's brave and goes outside. And Kazooie decided to steal his winnings. Like I said, there's a lot more to do in this game. So, as we go on, we'll find out all the new things. That's different from the last. And what we find out may just shock you guys. There's actually a spell called Rock Blasting. It's honestly crazy. A spell that just blasts rocks. That levitates and explodes rocks. And after 2 years, here's Gruntilda free again. I know, that was a gross scene right there. Should have warned you guys about that. But as you guys can see, over the past 2 years being trapped, she has become basically a skeleton. And they saw Mumbo. Just imagine that, being chased by a fat old witch. And he runs in to inform them that Gruntilda is back and that she's coming to the house. Their face says a lot. And you guys can see Banjo and Mumbo get out of the house. But Bottles having been tricked once and Kazooie swiped some of his winnings, he was not falling for that again. And you guys can see here we've got new enemies this time around. Last time we had some vegetables in the area, but now we've got new enemies. And here's morning. As you can see, they got it out. Well, they got out, but we can see here that Bottles did not make it. And he died. And as you guys can see, he's now a spirit. And Kazooie made a reference that he wasn't the most favorite character in the first game. You notice that they do that a lot in these games. They break the fourth wall and mention their own game. Aside from being a family game, they do break the fourth wall, which is kind of awesome because you hear them mention their own game and all that. So you can see here's his angel. This is his dead body, and we circle around him, he'll always be targeting at us. And you can see here's a fish that's trapped under this boulder. But if you guys see here, we have all our abilities from the first game. There's a trick where speedrunners can actually bypass this cutscene. Because I don't know how to do that trick, we're not gonna attempt to try it out. So we just do what we do. You guys can see we got our talent shot from Mumbo's Mountain. We got our egg shoot from Mumbo's Mountain. Oh yeah, we also got a skill there was a skill last game that we never showed off yet, so we're gonna avoid showing that off right now. You can see here our standard attack has been upgraded, so we now go a further distance. Never showed what the feathers do, but the gold feathers grant us a temporary immunity. You can see enemies run from you when you have this active. You can see we've got all our abilities from the last game. Got the gold feathers, we can collect them here. And as always, we can always check here for any old abilities that we did have from the first game. Bottles will teach us about them if we need a refresher on them, which we don't, but just to show off what we got. You can see the beak buster. So this is the beak barge. You guys know the beak buster. We learned that in Mumbo's Mountain. This is where Gruntilda fell. And she fell from way up there at the top, all the way down to here. And that's where she stayed for 2 years, trapped under a rock. So how did she survive is beyond me. How did she survive for 2 years? It's beyond me, guys. I have no idea. But yeah, you guys can see that we picked up some red feathers. We'll get into how that works. So we learned climbing, the shock jump, and the challenge shot running. The shock jump we haven't learned yet in our Banjo-Kazooie series, so we'll go about that another time. Some things I'm gonna wait till we learn in Banjo-Kazooie before we show them off here. But I don't know. I may show them off really. Not sure yet, guys, but we'll figure out eventually what we want to do. So we can go in there, find where the scientists went. You guys can see here we got two kinds of shoes. We got sneakers. What they do is they make us very speedy. We can run on water. Maybe not like that, but we can run on water with them. I'll demonstrate in a second here. You guys can see we can run on water with these. And they respawn back where they were. And we got boots here. Not much speed to them, but they do protect us in certain areas. Say like quicksand, etc. Yeah, mainly quicksand they protect us from. But we learned about those in Banjo-Kazooie. Same with the speedy shoes in Banjo-Kazooie. Their purpose has continued here in Banjo-Tooie. But for right now, that's about all we can explore here. Actually, no, mind. There's a few more things that we can show off. Let's go show them now. So this is called a shock pad. It allows us to reach incredible heights. And what we just picked up was a cheat code page. We just picked up a cheat code page, and we can see that the inside of her lair has been all ruined, etc. And that there was a book in there, an old book that's all torn up and all that. So the book's name is Cheeto. He actually helps us out in Banjo-Kazooie by giving us extra eggs, extra feathers, etc. And in this game, he reprises his role of helping us out, but we have to find his cheat code pages, which are lost around the worlds. So the more we find, we bring them back to him. He gives us a new cheat code that we can use to help us in the fight. Well, if you guys will notice, the moment we entered past the gate, the music changed. Whenever that happens, it's always going to result in a boss fight. So just be aware that you hear this current music playing, it's going to be a boss fight. There's one of three choices of which we could do. Looks like it's blue. Okay. Alright. So there's always going to be one of three colored potions that he'll take. It's completely random what it'll take on the first one and the second one. There's three possible choices. There's blue, there's green, and then there's red. He took the blue one, so that means that throughout this fight he'll multiply himself. So that means if he chooses blue, say if he chooses blue the first fight, he'll multiply himself throughout the 3 stages of fighting him. If he chose green the second fight, he turned invisible throughout the 3 stages of fighting him. And say the third and last time we fight him, he chose red, he would grow extremely huge throughout the 3 stages that we fight him. But it's completely random on which one he'll choose first. Once you know which one he chooses first, the second one will be random of the 2, and then the third one you'll know based on what the first 2 were. So there's actually a lot of hidden things that were added into this game. One of the first things that we find is over here, but we don't have the ability for it yet. Like I said, there's a lot of reason why I like this game so much, because there was so much more to do. It was a lot that was added to it. It's just overall made it more interesting. The way they did things, the way the game was. Where we're at here is called Jinjo Village. This is where all those colorful Jinjos from the first game live. They each have their own little houses. Yeah, they each have their own little houses by color. This is their king's throne room. He's not really important to us, so we can probably just skip this fight, skip this if we wanted to. I'll actually speed it up just to get through it. Like I said, he's not really all that important. All he does is just open up the door for us to the next area and gives us our first Jiggy. Like I said, he's not really all that important. He's a character that you really only see during the first part of the game, and then you don't see again until like the ending of it. But anyway, like I said, he helps you once, and that's about it. Like I said, you don't see him again until the end of the game, so he's not really an important character. And we can see here there's a castle with some kind of gun sticking out of it. And what did we find here? It's Gruntilda and her sisters. The B.O.B. control. B.O.B. Big O Blaster. So what this does is that the Big O Blaster sucks the life force out of creatures, plants, people, etc. Stores it in this tank, and when it's completely full, Gruntilda will take a shower, and that life and that life force making her back to life, and, you know. But unless we have something to do about it, she won't. So you guys, as you guys have heard, she said they should target King Jingling for giving us the first Jiggy. And here we see that this thing is now firing a beam which is sucking the life force into it. So as you can see, it's got a direct hit on King Jingling's castle. You can see the castle, the throne room has turned completely gray. The throne room and the plant, the grass around it has turned completely gray. And he's now a zombie. And you can see where his life force has been stored in that tank. Okay, so the rest of that is just them talking. And yeah. I skipped it because, you know, it was closing out anyway. The rest of it would have been, you know, just the three of them laughing about that they were, you know, soon gonna, that they were gonna blast away, stealing the life force energy to fill up the tank, which they never do. They just, you know, the rest of it is just, they say they're gonna do it and then they just, and it ends with them laughing. And cuts back to us, which we're right outside the castle. So, you know, we could have gone right back in and seen what would happen. But actually, if you do that, King Jingling will unknowingly attack you if you get too close to him. He's a zombie, so, you know, he doesn't know who's from, you know, if you're friendly or foe. He just attacks you. We can see here, this is Bottle's house. This is his wife, and this is Bottle's. She's slurping that tea awful loud. So there's a picture of her. Alright, we got like 5 minutes left in this recording, so I think we get to the next area in time. You can see here. Yeah, let's get through this first. So this is his daughter, Goggles. So this is his daughter, Goggles, and you can see there, she's got a very distinctive doll there. It's actually a Donkey Kong doll. And you can see here an Easter egg to another Nintendo game. I don't know what the game is, but you know, if you guys know it, comment down below. But yeah, we got is called the Amazo Gaze. By hitting the left and right C-pad, those yellow buttons, we can zoom in and out of our view. And this is his son, Specky. You can see there, he appears to have another Nintendo toy. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but if you guys do know, comment down below. We got about 3 minutes left, so I think we can finish this out. You guys see here, got another poster of a Nintendo game. I guess if you guys know what the reference is, comment down below because I have no idea. Alright, so... Oh. Sorry about that, guys. My puppy got in my view. Always like to be in my face. But anyway, guys, this is... What is this? Woodrow Hollows? We'll figure it out later, but I think it's Woodrow Hollow. You guys can see there, we open up another teleport, well, yeah, another quick route access, if you want to call it that. And you guys can see here's a black Jinjo in the open world. If you guys remember Banjo-Kazooie, we only found the Jinjos inside the world, but in this one we find them inside and outside of the worlds. So they can be in the general area, or they can just be, you know, inside of worlds, whatever. They can be inside worlds, they can be outside the worlds. They're all over. Collecting all of them, collecting all of one color will give us a Jiggy. So it's advised that you do collect any Jinjos along the way. Let's see, what else do we got here? I wonder if this is where it is. Nope. It's not it. That's not what I want to do. So this here is where we're gonna end it. We'll figure out what this place is in episode 2. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more from the series. Until then, I'm Joe Nation, and we'll see you next time.